Good morning, good morning, good morning. Trying to figure out where to put my phone. And hopefully it doesn't make a lot of noise. Um, Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning sprints. I just scheduled this morning. I was supposed to schedule them yesterday and I got completely distracted with all of the things that we've been doing here at the house. So, not a lot got done yesterday in terms of like YouTube or Discord. So that was all this morning. I got up relatively late. And so, like, the first thing I was doing was like, I started to cook breakfast, and while it was heating up, so that I could, because we cooked bacon. So my stove is a little slow to heat up. And so while that was heating up, so I could flip bacon, I went and started opening up PowerPoint so that I could make my thumbnails. And then, so in between cooking and doing thumbnails, then I was trying to move stuff into here's because I've got things that I need to work on. So hopefully during sprints I can get those done. I'm gonna try to film the first two videos of the month because one is my TBR game. We're testing the TBR game, so that it's gonna help me pick my August TBR. But I'm gonna do it in the way that if like there's books on my TBR cart that can fit a prompt, or July's books that I didn't get to read, if those fit a prompt, then that's how I'm going to build my August TBR. So you guys will get to see that, and you'll also get to see how my game works. But I'm still in the testing phase. It won't probably feel legitimate to me until probably the end of the year, beginning of next year. But I figured you guys could see what it's like and I can make adjustments along the way. We'll see. Um, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I have my camera, so I'm going to film two videos, or at least attempt to, because the other video I need to film is my August reading journal pages. And then I still need to get caught up on Crooked Kingdom. So I'm going to do that probably towards the end of sprinting. But first and foremost, I need to eat breakfast because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So, breakfast, I need to fold a load of laundry. I need to film my TBR video and my reading journal video. And hopefully, by the time the third sprint comes around, then I can read Crooked Kingdom and get caught up for Wednesday. Because we're going to be doing, I think it's 200 to 300 roughly. I just know that we're continuing the book. So, um, and then of course I've got dinner menu to create for the month, at least for the next week. And then, but I think I've got a lot of it already. So we'll see. And I've got to write my to-do list. And at some point I need to paint the bookcase. The last bookcase. You guys, the last bookcase is ready for paint. And so it'll be this lovely green color that I have chosen. And we have, you can see the whole wall of bookcases now. There is a bookcase over here behind the camera laptop. So we do have to make a fairy door. So now we have 4 fairy doors. Oh, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Hold on. Let me see. Because we have to go this way. There you go. Those are the fairy neighbors. And you can see how it works already because it's got the power strip plugged in. So I'll be able to still use the outlet while having the cords go under the door. That's how that works. But those are the fairy neighbors. So I still have to choose which fairies are going to go behind which door. I guess it depends on how each of them pair up. But we have this fairy door here. So whichever the most voted door was will go here. And then the next 2 highest voted doors will go on the fairy neighbors. And then we have one in the bookcase that's back here. And then the other 2 doors and fairies will be sprinkled throughout the room. I don't know where they're going to go yet. So that's an update for that. I do have to film an update also so that when I do the library vlog part 2, you guys can see that. But the room is the room is slowly starting to fill up. I mean, I've slowly started moving things back in, but this is going to be nothing compared to when the last bookcase goes in. Then I've got a whole slew of books that have to come back in. So I need to film my TBR and get that up off the floor because they're going to need that space to put the bookcase on the wall. And then we'll go from there. So you guys will probably get library vlog part 2 later this month, probably towards the end of the month. That gives me time to get the blast bookcase in before the kids go back to school, because they go back to school not this week but the following week. And then while they're in school, I'll be putting the books on the shelves and doing the fairy lights. So we're rocking and rolling. We're moving. All right, that's enough about me. Enough. Let's see what we're getting up to, who's here, and then we will go into our first sprint so I can eat. I'll probably have to heat up my food, but that's okay. Molly is here. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Molly. What are we working on today? Nadim is here. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. I'm currently reading Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. That one tore me to pieces. I have that book. I've read it. And out of all the Colleen Hoovers that I owned, that and Verity are the only 2 I kept. I will get rid of or sell or donate the others because those weren't my cup of tea. But Ugly Love and Verity I kept because I'm just so like, I don't know which side to believe. And Ugly Love tore me to pieces because of the storyline. And, being a parent is hard enough. But then when you read stories that involve children, like, that pulls the heartstrings, you know what I mean? So I keep that one. That's the only 2 Colleen Hoovers I've kept. Everything else, and I've read enough to know that I probably won't read her again because it's a hit or miss, and those were the only 2 like hits, and the others were misses. So it's just kind of like it's okay. Molly says, Alicia, you have inspired me to work on my bookshelf. Yay! I'm glad that I could be of inspiration to you. Hopefully your bookshelf is coming along nicely. Will you have more than one, or let us know? And let us know how it's coming along. I did get, speaking of bookshelves, I did get the email back from my library because I had sent them a, hey, would you like to add any of these to your collection? I will donate them, that kind of thing. And they finally sent that back. So I have to, when I start moving the books back in, I have to find those books and set them aside. Out of a list of 180, they are taking 33. More than I anticipated. So I'm happy about that. And then I have been discovering some little free libraries around my area. So I might just go and sprinkle some books. We'll see. Molly says, but for this sprint, I will be reading The Invisibles, a middle grade arc. Nice. Livia is here. Hello. I'm taking the last notes on Wolf Song for the live discussion that I'm having with Chantel in 3 hours. Ooh, I have Wolf Song. I have not read it yet. I will get there, I promise. There's so many books, so little time. Molly says, well, I have one in the living room, and that's the one I cleared off the non-book stuff. I will add books as I de-mess the rest of the house. Fair enough. That's what I'll be doing, is putting the library back together and then de-messing the rest of my house because this room had a lot of stuff. But I'm hoping that this is kind of like the kickstart to decluttering and getting the house back in order and all that. So we shall see. But yay, we can be like accountability partners. I'm gonna say just check in and say, how's it going? What are our stumble or our obstacles? I really like that, and this brings the point. Because Kat does the Saturday morning momentum, that has been super helpful. And so with the whole intentions thing, I actually get stuff done when I say this is my intent, and I actually get it done. And it could be something that takes me 5 minutes or an hour, but it doesn't matter. The fact that I said I intend to, and then I was able to get it done, it's truly been super helpful. Molly says, I also have another bookcase in my library, but I am using that as a piling room until the end, so the shelf is basically buried. Fair. Because you gotta have, like, as you're cleaning and decluttering and all that stuff, you've gotta have a spot to put things. Um, my biggest thing is I do the same thing. I kind of shift things around, but I need to start going through things, mainly paper. Molly says, sounds good, Alicia. Yes, Saturday morning momentum rocks. It really does. I love Kat for making that Saturday morning momentum stuff, and all the ladies that help her with that. I love them. Love them. Olivia says, I'm going to reorganize my bookshelves in September. Ooh. I mean, I will probably be going through my shelves for the rest of the year, mainly because I have to separate out those 180 books to figure out what to do with them. Some of them I might just donate. Some of them I might put on Pango. It just depends. Um, some of them I might do little free libraries, that type of thing. And then I know there's a couple of other books that I might weed out, and I just have to find them. And I've been debating on, I do have a couple of duplicates, so I might weed those out, use them as giveaways, something or other. I don't know. Put them on Pango. It just depends. I haven't decided yet, but there's a lot of organizing going on. Molly says, yay! And Livia says, we can do it. Yes, we got this. Molly says, right? Eventually, you can't shift stuff around anymore. You have to dig in. Yes. And it's going to feel a lot different because, like I said, my books literally are in a pile in my solarium. And you guys may have seen that in the first library vlog, part one. You guys might have seen that. And so I'm so looking forward to making sure that none of them have been like damaged from the weight. But I also want to be able to make sure that I can now put series together. I can organize everything and make it look pretty on the shelves. And I'm hoping that with the shelves being that tall, I can get everything in there. I will say the very top shelf here, those all the top shelves on this back wall are going to be like where all of my trinkets go, trinkets, plushies, that kind of thing, so that they're not in the way of the books. And I do have shelves now that I'm going to put on the wall behind the laptop where all of my Fast and Furious cars are going to go. So I won't have to put them on the shelves either. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Molly says, absolutely, Livia. Yes. Donna is here. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Donna. What you doing today? Doing admin things today and reading Malice by Brooklyn Cross. I wonder if that's one I have or if that's a different one. I'll have to look it up. Hopefully you're enjoying Malice. Molly says, my little free library is getting constructed and installed this week. Woot! My stepsister is donating some books. I was like, you what now? It almost sounds like you said don'ting. It's donating. That's awesome. Livia says, I have to make place for my Lego sets. Fair. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I've also decided that, like, because I have like the Twilight books and the Harry Potter books, wherever those go on the shelves, I'm going to leave some space at the end. So, like, say this shelf is Harry Potter, then at the end, there should be a Harry Potter Lego. Same with Twilight. Whenever my Twilight books go on the shelf, then I'll have the Cullen house at the end. So I'll have to make sure I have some bookends so I don't like the books don't fall over on the Lego. Molly says, Donna! And Molly says, August 1st and 2nd, Mystery and Crime Collection, hosted by Book Below, offering mysteries and thrillers, women's sleuths, British detectives, suspense, crime, and mystery books. Whoa. Is that stuff your Kindle? I'm not big on crime and thrillers, but I do have a couple of mysteries that I bought to test them out. I have Agatha Christie, which I've never read, and I do have Sherlock Holmes. And what was the other one? I don't remember. I have a couple. I want to test them out. I need to fix them into my TBRs. Donna says, Molly! Livia, I want to do the same thing, Alicia. I have some themed sets that I want near to the books. Yes, why not? Because I do have a lot of Harry Potter ones, and I know that, like, obviously the castle is not going to fit on here. I do have some smaller ones though, like the actual. They look like books. Do I have them in here? I might have one. I'll have to see if I can find it in the first sprint. But I have the ones that look like little books, but they're if you open it up, it's the classrooms. I have those, and I was like, what better way than to kind of put the Harry Potter books and then do a couple of the like book sets and then a smaller set if it'll fit. Then it's theming. Theming is on. Molly says it is a stuff your Kindle. Gotcha. Livia says hi to Donna, and Donna saying hi to Livia. Right. So that's the bottom of the comments. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our thing here. I did create a little to-do list. So first off, I'm going to eat breakfast. Then I'm going to try to fold some laundry and film the August TBR video. Write my intentions for the week and film the August reading journal flip through. And then hopefully by the third sprint, I can catch up and read Crooked Kingdom. So that is my plan for the day with all of these little to-dos. Livia says, I have the Sherlock Holmes one. I'm hoping I can read that one. I don't think I'm going to read it before the end of the year, but we'll see. Never say never. And I would like to, but I would like to get to it soon because I have a couple of classics that I haven't read. Molly says there are a couple more coming up on the 5th. August 5th and 6th is Buzz Fest, hosted by Indie Author Hive, offering books of all genres. Oh, and is that kind of like a stuff your Kindle, but with indie? That'd be cool. August 5th through the 8th is Stuff Your E-Reader, hosted by indie authors. Okay, so that's the link for that. Nice. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start that comment. I would like to go eat breakfast. So let's go into our first sprint, and I'll see you guys back in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. Hello, hello. How did we do on our first sprint? And actually, let me pull up our timer back real quick so I can show you. I did eat breakfast, I did fold some laundry, and I started filming my August TBR. I just have to finish doing that. I would have probably finished, but we had me and my husband had a discussion because we're as we put the library back together, we're also thinking in terms of like decluttering and straightening out things and reorganizing a few things. And we had an idea for, well, he had the idea, but we were talking about doing redoing the bathroom closet in terms of um, he wants to take and move. So I have a big like garden bathtub in the house, and so we were talking about moving the towel bar down a little bit and then adding a shelf so that we could put like on that shelf we would have like our washcloths, which is in between shower and bath, and then maybe putting our beach towels on it so that they're not clogging up all of the space in the bathroom, like utility closet. I guess it's not utility, it's the wrong word. It's like a bathroom pantry. Like, you know how like you have the closets for the bathroom and it has like towels and cleaners and medicines and all the extra things. Well, we're talking about like straightening that up and cleaning it out and things like that. So if we have expired medicines, we can get rid of those, make room of stuff that's incoming for the new school year and new like flu season and all that. And we probably have to go through some of our towels because I've noticed that some of our towels are starting to like rip and get holes in them. So we want to weed out those and just keep the ones that are still good. And to be honest, we have so many towels. I don't know why, but it's not like they're all getting used. My husband has like two main towels that he uses. I have two, maybe three main towels that I use, and mainly because one is for my hair when I wash it. So we really don't need, I think there was like 12 towels in that closet. And I don't know why. So we need to go through, get rid of the ones that are starting to fall apart, keep the ones that are good, have like our set of towels. So we're kind of not minimizing, but like getting rid of things that are starting to fall apart, things that we're not using. If it's still usable, if it's not like shredded or anything, then we could possibly donate it or see if the kids need new towels because we're going to be going through all of this stuff anyway, right? So he was throwing an idea at me, and I was like, I mean, it could work, but it's also, you know what I mean? Like it's on the wall. So on the back side of that wall, that's the shower area. And then this side of the wall is where the bathtub is. So we've got a lot to do. And I just want to focus on this room first before we do everything else in the house. Because me personally, I would finish this room, get it back to where it should be, and then systematically just go room by room in the house and declutter, deep clean, and put everything back together. But we are like this. We're going all over the place. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But that's what I did. That's what I got up to. So I did eat breakfast. I did fold laundry, it was towels. And I think that's what brought it up. And then I started to film my August TBR, and I did something else. We discussed the bathroom. So there you go. That's what I did. And I got my coffee mug. All right, so let's see how you guys did. And then we'll go into our second sprint and I'll finish filming my video. Where did we leave off? Our last comment was Molly talking about the Stuff Your e-reader hosted by the Indie Author Collective. There was a link for that if you wanted to go take a look. And then we had Christina pop in. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Christina. How are you? What you up to? Let us know. And Christina is coming in with our afternoon PSA. Remember to hydrate, feed thyself, check laundry, take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring the bell so you hopefully get notified. Yes, please, and thank you. Helps the channel grow. It gets us to meet new friends and enjoy all of the bookish content. Double N Jen also popped in. Good morning, Jen. How are you? This is me saying good morning to Christina and Jen. And Andy popped in. Hi, Andy. How are you? What you up to? Let us know. Nina is here. Hi, Alicia. Good morning. Good morning. Let us know what you're reading or working on today. Molly says 38% into Invisibles. Nice. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Linen closet. Thank you. That is what that's called. I knew it was some sort of closet, but I couldn't figure out. And then for whatever reason, pantry came to mind. And I was like, no, pantry is food, but it's a bathroom. So maybe a bathroom pantry. I don't know. Linen closet. Thank you. What are words today? I swear. Ren is here. Hello, Ren. How are you? Listening to Written on Ice by Smardlings S. Interesting name. Planned on reading this a couple of months ago, but then got distracted by other reads. I know that all too well. I'm hoping that. So I think because of everything going on between the library and the house and all of the things, I think I was on a reading slump because even though I was reading like the book club book for 100 Pages Book Club, I would read that and maybe one other, but it was kind of like pulling teeth. So I'm hoping that now that we're on the back side of things and we're putting it back together, that we will be able to get back to reading when the kids go back to school because they have 1 week left of summer break and then they start school. So I'm hoping that once the library is done, then I can kind of get back to the reading. And I'm hoping that this TBR game that I'm filming will help. So we'll see. Right now it's still in the testing phase, but I'm allowing you guys to see me as I'm testing it so that if you guys have suggestions or ideas, let me know when you see the video. But I think it'll work out pretty well. I'm not quite sure. I'm probably going to tweak a few things over the next couple of months as I use it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping it'll help me get into reading though. It'll be something fun. And Olivia says the weather is getting really bad here. It's hailing. Oh no. Oh my. I know we had some rain this morning, but I would say it's typical Florida, but typically Florida gets rain in the afternoon. And it was raining this morning, so husband was not too happy that he couldn't cut the grass today. And it really needs it. It seems like the sun is coming out now, but weather is a fickle thing. Weather says it's going to do one thing and then it does the complete opposite. I don't like it. But so goes Mother Nature. She does what she wants. Hopefully your hail won't last too long and it won't do any damage. And hopefully it's itty bitty. Itty bitty. Let us know. Hopefully it's, like I said, hopefully it's itty bitty and it's not going to do much damage, if any. I'm sending the no damage vibes. Right. So I don't see any other comments. We are going to pull up our sprint timer. I guess I can switch locations real quick because I'm no longer eating breakfast. Well, I guess I'm already in the bedroom area. I just have to pick a different. Maybe we'll choose the desk. And because I am technically doing a TBR game, we will do gaming for this sprint. And then we'll go from there. They don't have gaming sound effects, do they? Well, we're not on the train, so we don't need that. We're not keyboard typing. Maybe we can listen to the birds outside. There you go. Okay. We'll listen to the birds outside. Let me make sure there's no other comments. I don't see any. All right, let's go into our second sprint. This sprint, I'm going to try to finish filming the August TBR video. And if I have time, I'm going to try and also film the August reading journal flip through. And then we'll go from there. Olivia says it's not itty bitty, sadly, but thanks for the good vibes. Hopefully it won't. It won't make damages. Gotcha. Huh. Well, I hope it goes quickly. If it has to be bigger than an itty bitty thing, then hopefully it goes away quickly. I know hail is not fun. I've seen hail multiple sizes, so we don't like hail, but it's a thing. All right. I started that comment. Let's go into our next sprint, and I will see you all back in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. Well, going back from that second sprint. Welcome back from that sprint. How did everyone do? Let me know. Let's see. I filmed my August TBR video and I filmed my August reading journal. So the only two things I have left on my to-do list is to write my intentions for the week, and then I can read Crooked Kingdom and get caught up for Wednesday. So that is what I got up to. It was interesting to test out my TBR game. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm also pretty excited. I'm also trying to figure out, it seems that I have some sugar ants that I have discovered. I don't know where they're coming from, but I've seen one on my laptop here. There's two more. So, and I know that we just had our pest control renewal. So, again, I don't know where they're coming from. My laptop was sitting out by my big desk that I use during morning time pirates. This is just a tray table though. So I don't know. Now I'm going to have to like come in here and vacuum and make sure that I'm not going to have any issues, because I've killed about there's one on my coffee mug. You're not getting into my coffee. I can tell you that right now. But there was one on my coffee mug. So they're either in my computer or they're somewhere in this room. But they're itty bitty little teeny tiny little things. If I didn't know what to look for, I wouldn't see them. But I just don't know where they're coming from. It's so weird because they were also crawling on my book, which makes me wonder if this was on my desk. I wonder if they're on my desk. I do have some snacks on my desk. So now I'm going to have to go out there and look and see if I see any. And then if I do, then I'm going to have to take everything off my desk, wipe it down, and spray it with peppermint oil so that because ants don't like peppermint oil. And I'll have to see. I'm going to tilt you up just for a second. I don't see any others on my... I was looking to see if there was ants underneath, because mostly they were on my... Yeah, I don't know where they're coming from, but I just killed three more on my thing here, on my drawers. So I'm gonna have to get hubby involved. Either way, ewy. I don't like it. I'll take care of that in the next, before I finish my other stuff. But let's see what you guys got up to, and then I will go make sure my coffee's not contaminated, and talk to hubby about these little sugar ants, ghost ants, whatever you call them. I can't decide if they're sugar or ghost because they are very small and they do look like they're almost clear, which tells me ghost ants. And they could be coming out of hiding because of the pest control. They come in and they spray behind the switches and the outlets and things. So that just means I need to make sure that there's no other messes they can get. I don't typically have food in here unless it's got a cover. So food or drink, I should say. We'll see. Where did we leave off? This was our last comment. Olivia was talking about how she has hail, and it's not itty bitty. I was hoping for itty bitty, but it's not. So we're hoping that it doesn't make a whole lot of damage. Double N Jen said, I want hail over 100 plus degree weather. Fair. It would be cooler. She says, but I am not a summer girly. No, I don't. I don't like the summer months either. It's too hot. Tula is here. Hey, Alicia and chat. Hello, Tula. How are you? Feel free to put your link in, or I can do it in a moment. Because Tula should be sprinting for the Maker's Quest. Christina says they also don't like rosemary. Ooh, do I have rosemary? I will have to check. If I have some, I will use it. If not, then I will use peppermint. Because I know I have a big bottle of peppermint oil, and I usually create like a spray. I'll mix it with water, so it's not, or use water and then put peppermint oil drops in it, and then I will spray the windowsills, and they don't really come in. Carissa is here. Good morning. Good morning to you. Although it is afternoon for me. So good afternoon. Christina says we have a rosemary orange multi-purpose cleaner we use and they stay away. Ooh. Is that something you make or is that something you can buy? Well, let me know because if I can buy that, I will totally use it. If I can buy it and use it, because then I can just spray all the like windowsills and doorways and things. Molly says 52% into the Invisibles. Ooh, you're just moving right along. And Molly says hi all who just came in. Carissa says, I'm reading Twilight. This is my first time reading the books, and I'm curious how close they are to the movies. For the most part, I think they're pretty close, but of course, there are going to be some differences. I would like to do a reread of Twilight, but that is not going to happen right now because my books are buried. And until I can get the library back together, then it might be a while. It might be a fall thing. I might have to do it in fall. Christina says, I purchased it. Ooh. I'll have to see if I can find some. Carissa says, it is afternoon. I have been in the habit of saying good morning. No worries. I know what you mean. I didn't get up until 9 this morning, and it was glorious sleep. So, but I have also been doing a lot of walking. I don't know how many steps I took on Monday when we did Animal Kingdom. I know that when we went to Busch Gardens on Friday, my father-in-law said as we were going back to the car that we did just over 11,000 steps. So I definitely got my 10,000 steps in for the day. I don't even know if I need that many, to be honest, because I know I've heard different mixed things about how you need 10,000 steps a day. Some people are saying that you need to, it depends on your height and weight, is depending on how many steps you have to take each day. I don't know anymore. I used to have a Fitbit, and then it, for whatever reason, it stopped working. And now Fitbit has merged with Google. So if I can get my Fitbit to work again and or buy a new one, maybe, or I just need to find something that I can use to like track my steps. But I don't know. I've kind of been okay without it, but at the same time, my curiosity piques me. Like I want to know how many steps I'm taking in a day. Because then I can pinpoint where my most active days are and when my least active days are. You know what I mean? That might be something for the new year. Because I'm trying to be better. We had the food at Animal Kingdom in the Satuli Canteen for Avatar and Pandora, as and I posted a picture of it, but they called them cheeseburger pods, but it was basically a cheeseburger in like a bao bun. That was absolutely delicious. I've never had anything like that, but because it said cheeseburger, I was like, dude, I'm willing to try it. And so I ate it and I was like, absolutely loved it. I don't like the only thing I didn't like about it because it was the bao buns, then there was like some like coleslaw and then some like tortilla chips of different colors. And on the coleslaw, they had little like boba pearls. Dude, those boba pearls were spicy. I don't know how they did it, but and I thought maybe it was just like the dressing they used for the coleslaw. No, 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 no. I ate one of those boba pearls by itself and it had some kick to it. It had some spiciness. Good thing I only had 3 on my plate. But it's so good. Like if I knew how to make cheeseburger bao buns, dude, or if I could buy them that way, yes, please. They also had spicy ones that were purple in color, maybe. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, I would have gone back and gotten more. Those were good, but they are very filling. Like they were probably this big around and about that tall. So good though. So good. Christina says I can send you the link. Yes, please. And thank you. I want to look into it. Tula says, thanks, Alicia. I'll share it when you go into your next sprint. That is perfect. Carissa says, I've been working on my way towards 10,000 steps, but I haven't gotten there yet. I do need a new Apple Watch, but they are a bit expensive. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like I know that like Apple has a watch you can do that with. I know there's the Fitbit, which are not as expensive, but still expensive. And then I think is it Samsung that has one too? The thing is I want something like that, but I don't want it attached to my phone, if that makes sense. Because I don't need it attached to my phone. So if I could get like another Fitbit and just have it attached, I guess, to my Google account, fine, whatever. But I have to find my Fitbit and see if it's gonna work or not. If it's not, then that's one less thing. That's one thing I can declutter and then buy a new one and go from there. It was nice to track my steps. I had like a whole little sheet and everything. And now I could see that like back then most of my days that were non-active were like the middle of the week. But I couldn't tell you if that's still true or not. I would like to know. I want to add it to my journal for next year, which I've already started planning and working on and figuring out what size and all that I want to do. I don't see any other comments, so I'm going to start Carissa's, and we're going to pull up our timer. This final sprint, I'm going to put our banner on because this is going to be our final sprint. In this last sprint, I'm going to write my intentions for the week, talk to hubby about the little ants I'm finding, because I don't know where they're coming from. And I see 3 more on this little drawer thing that I have. So it's bothering me that because I don't have food in here. It's not like I store snacks in there, you know? So I've got to find out, are they, because this sits on this is like the thing that covers the keyboard for my, whatchamacallit. And I had a couple on here. I don't see any more, but I see them walking around on my 3-drawer chest. So I don't know. They're not underneath my radio or my Wi-Fi extender. I don't know where they're coming from. But they're like the itty bitty ones. We usually call them sugar ants, but I don't know. I don't know where they're coming from. Hopefully one of my kids didn't come in here and like drop a crumb or something, because that'll be the culprit right there. All right, so yeah. Intentions, figure out the ants, and read Crooked Kingdom, and hopefully I can get caught up in the 45-minute time span. Sound good? Let me know what you guys are going to be doing in the comments, and I will see everyone back in 45 minutes. Remember, final sprint, so make it count. Double and Jen says, look into refurbished tech. I've gotten several things on Back Market. I think that's the name of the site. Double check, let me know for sure. And I could look into that. All right, I'm gonna star that and we'll go into our final sprint. So like I said, final sprint, make it count, and here we go. Hello, hello. How did we do on that final sprint? I will tell you that I did not get to write my intentions for the week, and I did not get any reading of Crooked Kingdom done. I went to go talk to husband about the ants, to which then he said to call out the pest control person. I mean, I'd hate to call them to have them come out. I know that's their job and they were just here, but I would hate to call them to come out when I just possibly took care of them. However, I don't see any more roaming around. I did move my 3 drawer chest and I vacuumed the entire room. I also found a spider web in the corner of my window, so we used a Swiffer duster to get rid of that. Hopefully, it was not active. Because it was one of those where they spread out in the corner and then there's a little hole for them to entry point. So I'm hoping that it was an older one and maybe he ventured out of the room and we probably took him outside. So I'm hoping that's the case. But the window is clean. The windowsill has been vacuumed. I picked up the sawdust from when husband put in the fairy doors and the doorknobs. So hopefully that takes care of it. Like I said, I don't see any more here, but now I'm going to go check my desk after we're done here because I want to make sure if I had moved them, if they were on my laptop and I moved them from my desk to here, that could be why they were there. So I'm going to make sure that I check my desk and make sure that they're not getting into anything that they shouldn't be, and or I might just wipe down my desk because ew. If it continues to be I keep seeing them, and of course I have this itchy something's crawling on me feeling. If I keep having issues or keep finding them, then yeah, I'll call the pest control people because that's what they do, and I pay them a good chunk to be able to come out anytime I need to during the year that it cost that amount. So we'll see. But yeah, so I did not write my intentions or read Crooked Kingdom. So I'm going to focus on those once I get something to eat and clean off my desk and make sure that there's no ants running around there. Because that's where kind of all my snacks are, at least when I'm working. So they're going after something, or this is, like I said, them coming out because of all of the pest control renewal stuff. Like I said, they spray behind the light switches and the outlets and the windowsills and that kind of thing. So, and I know Christina sent me a link, so I'm going to check that stuff out and see if I can easily get it. And if I can, then I'm probably going to buy some to spray all the windowsills. Because I know there's a spider and ants near my bathtub. I don't want to take a bath with a spider. Okay, no, or ants for that matter. I don't like creepy crawlies in my house. I have a live and let live policy. If you're in the corner and I can't reach you in the ceiling, fine, whatever. Just stay there and I won't bother you. But once you get into the windowsills and you start crawling around the house, then you gotta go. So that is what I got up to. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our little Spirit City here because we don't need that anymore. And let's see where we left off in the comments. I did put in a couple of links for people who are still sprinting. Now, some of them might be ending by the time we finish here, but you can at least go and say hi or catch a final sprint for them as well. This was the last comment. Double and Jen said, look into refurbish tech. I've got several things on Back Market. I think that's the name of the site. I will check it out. Laptops and a Galaxy Watch. Nice. Tula says I'm crocheting a Granny Square bag tag for stock. Nice. Double Enchant says, yep, back market. I will look into it. Thank you. Tula says my dad had a Garmin until he went back to Fitbit, but it's connected to his phone. I don't mind because I know Fitbit had an app that was on your phone. So whatever you did on the piece that was on your wrist correlates and syncs with the app itself. I don't have a problem with that. I did not know Garmin had one. So I'll look into that. And I'll also look into Fitbit again. If I can't find the one I have and if it actually is like non-working. Just a pain. Here is Tula's The Maker Quest sprints with her. There's the link for that. I did put it in again later on in the comments, just in case you missed this one. I need to schedule my Maker's Quest sprints for August. I'll probably do it after the kids go back to school. Because there is a couple of projects I need to get finished. Tula says to Double and Jen, Back Market and Music Magpie are where we get most of our stuff. Ooh. So it's reputable. Nice. Double and Jen says, right, it has been at least half off for me and everything seems to work fine. And the thing is, too, is it could all be like you said, refurbished, or it could be overstock, that kind of stuff. Lightly used. It all works out. Tula says saved hundreds just because someone else touched my phone first or the screen has a little scratch in it. You know, there are people out there that want their phones to be perfect. I don't care either way. Mine is probably smashed all to pieces if it weren't for my phone case, it would be smashed to pieces. I am very clumsy when it comes to electronics. Double and Jen says, yep, I don't care about that. Nope. I mean, the scratch and dent appliances, you can save, you can get them discounted as long as it works. And I mean, if it's like the smallest dent or scratch, don't care as long as it serves its purpose. Pearl is here. Hello. I'm on my way home. Have a great time sprinting. Please stay, I know you're probably not here, but please stay safe on your trip home. Looking forward to seeing your sprints if you're doing them this week. And this is me starting check out our sprinting friends if you need more sprints. We do have Leandra, the TBR0. She is doing sprints. Also, here is Tula's link again for the Maker's Quest. Steph at Coffee Over Apples is also sprinting. Katie, I would double check because she sometimes goes longer than me and sometimes we finish at about the same time. Let me refresh real quick. Well, it looks like Danny Dabbles has finished. Katie is still going. It looks like she's doing a chatty bit right now. I can't tell if it is her last one or not, but you can at least go and say hello. So that's Katie with I Would Rather Be Reading. This was Rachel from Rachel D. Adams. She's doing supportive productivity and writing sprints. This was Danny Dabbles. That was the one I was thinking would probably finish before we got to the link, but you can go and hit the like button and say hello in the comments. Christina said, got a bunch of admin done. Thanks for sprints today, Alicia. Have a beautiful afternoon. You as well. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and I'm glad you got a lot of admin done. I need to do that. My list is growing longer by the minute, and I need to start crossing things off. Ren said, had friends over for a bit, so ended up not reading, then had dinner. Thanks for sprints, Alicia. Well, I hope dinner was delicious and hope you had a good time with your friends, and you're so welcome for sprints. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Danny is on the last chatty bit now. Yep. I figured she would end before I got to her link. And I said, or go watch Kelly's TBR game video for August. Christina says, "Ooh, la 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 la." Yep, I'm sorry. I said the S word. I'm sorry. And she says, "Loving the bookshelves, Alicia." La 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 la. I know they're turning out so beautiful, right? We have the whole wall right there. I can't wait to fill them up with all of my books. Hopefully, I measured correctly and everything fits, and we still have plenty of room. I am on the last bookcase that will house the textbooks, so I have to throw on the first coat of paint today, and then tomorrow we will do the second coat of paint. I also have to paint a fairy door for the bookcase over here. The other one, the last bookcase, does not have a fairy door. So it is the perfect width, and it just stops like right as the outlet is on the other side. So hopefully I can get that. Like I said, first coat today, second coat tomorrow. Let it dry for a couple of days, and then when we do family night, my husband and his dad can move it in. I'll let it acclimate, let the kids go back to school, and then after they go back to school, I will start organizing and putting books back on the shelves. And so hopefully you guys will get to see progress and updates, and I can put the video together and you'll see that by the end of the month. Hopefully sooner, but we'll see how long it takes me because I'm going to be mostly doing the book moving while the kids are at school. So, among other things. Christina is smiling, I think. It's very small. Crow is here. Hello. We're getting ready to end because we just finished our final sprint, but hello, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Christina says, hey to Crow. Tula says, spiders love my windowsill for some reason. If you get a lot of ants on the outside, that could be why. I know the one window by my bathtub, it doesn't open. It's just kind of like it goes like this, right? And it's a solid window with, I guess, like lattice type material looking, but it does not open. And somehow they keep getting in, and the ants go right there. But now that there's a spider there, the spider eats all the ants. So of course she's gonna benefit from all of the things. So I have to clean up that area though because she has got a pile, and we're just gonna have to clean that up. She's gonna be sad about it or mad, I don't know, but if she gets too territorial, I will vacuum her up too. Molly says she got 76% in the Invisibles. You will probably finish that today if you keep going because you are moving right along. Tula says, and my mug press. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Tula says, thanks for sprints. You're so welcome. I'll probably pop in after I'm finished here. And Christina says, Katie is still on, is in Chatty Bit and did not have last sprint, so not sure about how long. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, because I don't know. It says she's still going, so we'll see. But that is all I have for you guys today. That's all I have in the comments. There is my little one. I don't know what he's coming in for, but we shall see. But that's all I have for Sunday Sprints. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I will have videos and sprints for 100 Pages Book Club on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be continuing Crooked Kingdom. My TBR video will be up on Friday. And other than that, I will be on Morning Time Pirates with Kelly tomorrow on her channel at Cursed Dragon Ship. So come hang out with us there. And Christina says, hi, Ellen.
Hello.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, friends, and I will see you on the interwebs.
Goodbye.
Bye.